I didn't choose art. Art chose me. Once I realized what I wanted to do, and that was art, I could never look back.
Okay, I'm going to move.
I think my art comes from a place of absence, a place with no sound, light, texture, color. My work is apolitical, is irrational, emotional, and vulnerable. It's the way I communicate with the world. You know, it's my own universal language, and I'm desperate to be heard. Even though I work in series, and they might look very different from each other, not only in materials, but themes and all of that, they're obviously connected. I think it's because the work, you can tell that they're saturated with my energy, and I see each piece as a commitment to a lot of different materials and a lot of different ideas. I never really saw myself as creative. I was working as an engineer and I was not very happy about it. But I thought like it must be something else. So I started doing my master's degree in business administration. And my husband, who was from Ireland and we're living in Brazil, he came up with the idea of moving to the US. I dropped engineering and I completely embraced the arts. And then it was almost immediately, I had this desire to work with metal, and I started going to junkyards and getting scraps and learn how to weld and started making sculpture, and I became completely obsessed. I would wake up in the middle of the night thinking about my sculptures and would wake up in the morning with butterflies in my stomach because I was going to, create something. And I never forget the day that I made my first sculpture, like how I felt. I felt like I had no doubt in my head that was why I had been born. One line of work that I do, it's this very colorful panels where I use a lot of collage and paint and drawing on those panels. And not only the resin pops the color from, when I put the resin, the colors really becomes more vibrant, but also everything becomes one, like the paper and the paint and the drawing, everything connects with the resin. When I pour the resin over the paper, it becomes like an object. It becomes one thing instead of having the glass separating the work from the viewer. Even though like I have used maybe a photograph of myself in a couple of works, and that you might call that a self-portrait, the truth is that all my work I see as a ever-evolving self-portrait, because the images I use are my personal and visceral responses to life as I live it daily. A few years ago, I went through a lot of loss. I lost my mother, my father, my husband, and my best friend in a period of 4 years. And my art saved me. Well, like when I say my art saved me, it's because it's a place where I could really face the pain, not run away from it. I could feel it going through me, feel its color, its texture, and then it's gone. When people ask me, what is this inspiration to you? And to me, inspiration is discipline. It's the act of showing up in the studio. It's not like this magical thing, I got inspired and I just go there and I create. It's not like that. You have to make that happen. You have to be prepared for when that happens. Because for the most part, I go to the studio and I don't like what happened. By the end of the day, I'm not happy with it. But I have to come back, and I have to come back. And that's what makes it happen. And my art, is not only the painting or the sculpture, it's the way my day goes. It's a kind of a burden almost. But everything I do, I express myself. So it's like in my living environment, it's in my clothes. And my life became my masterpiece.